folks, it's gonna be a spicy one today. We're gonna get into it. We got numbers, we got data, and we're gonna probably upset some people. But I really want people's feedback in the comments. I really want to know what people think about this. And like I said, I actually got some data here I'm gonna go over. So this isn't just gonna be some nonsense. We're gonna back it up with some facts. And so what this is about, right? Why I don't think you should invest in Magic the Gathering. And this is completely, and I'll tell you what, I basically came to this conclusion last night while sitting at my computer drinking a margarita, and I was watching a gentleman's video. And this gentleman, I haven't watched him in a while, and he mostly does videos on like mid-level reserve list cards and kind of the bottom of the bin reserve list stuff and some sealed stuff. And basically he was making a video about how none of this stuff's holding value, like not having a good time, basically not having a good time. And it really made me wonder, like, well, I've always kind of been against singles in the first place, but it made me wonder, like, how is Magic the Gathering sealed product from like 2016 to like 2011, how is that stuff doing, right? Like compared to Pokemon and other sealed product. So I guess I should also say this video isn't saying you shouldn't invest in collectibles. That's not where this is going. You can argue that, but we're not arguing that in this video. So what I did, well, also let me say this too. I love Magic. It's actually what got me started. And I actually have here to show you this beautiful binder. Where I got the Army of Allah there in the middle, and he's surrounded by all these beautiful women. So I like that. But, and I even tried to do a buyout on the weakness cards when they were, banned, right? So this isn't, I even have some sealed product. So this isn't a, oh my god, I hate Magic, it's all going to zero, don't buy it. And I'll explain to you more later why I actually have those particular products. But, to the numbers now. So what I did is I started with 2016. And I kind of just worked my way back. And I just went on Wikipedia. I just opened up 2 tabs. And I had the Magic the Gathering release sets and the dates. And I had the Magic release set dates. Magic and Pokemon. And I just kind of picked sets with similar dates. And I kind of compared them. So, we'll start with, everyone's favorite XY Evolutions. Came out November 2nd. In May, a box just sold for $8.49, right? And then we'll even take Steam Siege. That came out in August. May, a box sold for $3.50. So let's compare this to Kaladesh. So this is funny enough. So the reason this kind of all comes home for me too is I was a manager at GameStop. And I can remember seeing Kaladesh sleeve boosters right next to XY Evolution boosters. And it's just funny. I'm having deja vu like mother. But anyway, so Kaladesh came out in September. Last sold listing, $3.23. So right there with kind of slightly below Steam Siege, which is, I think many consider like the worst XY set. But then we got, Evolutions at $8.50. So let's go a little bit further back though, right? Let's go to 2014. Let's kind of get away from the hype, right? So we're gonna still XY. This is XY base set, came out in February of 2014. Those boxes are selling for $2,397, and these are all sales from May of this year. Now this is where it really kind of made me want to make this video and just blew my mind. You have Theros, last sold $138. Khans of Tarkir, last sold $150. It was over $200 at one point. It's down to now $150. And then you have this set, which I had never even heard of, and I don't know if anyone's ever heard of, called Born of the Gods. This Magic set, Born of the Gods, 2000 came out, 2014, 10 years ago, is selling for $118. Someone please tell me that's a mini set, you idiot, or tell me why that box, a 10-year-old Magic the Gathering booster box, is selling for $118. And then I think this one, so maybe I've been handpicking really bad Magic sets, right? I was like, this is where I was like, okay, I've just been, I don't really know anything about these old sets. I've only been in this for 3 years, right? So I go, let's go to Innistrad. I know that Innistrad is an extremely popular set, and it's a little bit older, 2011. Came out in September of 2011. Last sold in May, $450. It at one point was in the 700s to 800s. So what came out around there for Pokemon? August 2011. You have Emerging Powers. Last sold 1,500. Do I need to say anything else? And I think what does this all mean? Okay, we got the data, right? We've seen the numbers. What thesis are we gonna now conclude with those numbers? And I think it comes down to one simple thing: demand. You need demand and you need FOMO. That's what keeps the market going. That's what keeps it chugging along. Yes, Magic is in a bear market. Yes, they've screwed up a lot of things. I don't think that's what's causing it, though. I don't think that's what's causing those prices. Is it contributing? Yes. Is it maybe 20, 30, 40, 50% of the reason why? Yes. Was Magic 30 a huge reason why? Yes. The reason I think, though, is because you don't get into Magic until you're older, for the most part, right? There's obviously kids who are into Magic. But there's no nostalgia for it. You have nostalgia, the only reason Pokemon works is because there is so much FOMO and so much irrational money. I think it's funny too, because the whole reason I got into investing was because of, honestly, well, I wanted to, but then I found Rudy, right? And then I was watching his videos. And in my mind at first I was like, oh, smart people play Magic. The cards have value because they're playable. It made more sense, right? Oh, this makes a lot more sense. Smart people are doing this, so I should invest in this because that's what smart people play and da 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 da. No, it's the exact opposite. Too many, you need the dummies, you need the Timmies. The whole reason Pokemon works, I don't even have any Pokemon booster box. The whole reason this works is because of this guy and this little guy. It's because it's so stupid and fun and little, and Pikachu, I will be dead before Pikachu is dead. This will go on forever. No one, Born of the Gods, no one knows these old Magic sets. The only reason Pokemon works is because they can just repeat. It's the same thing with a slight variance, but it's the same things you know. And it really hit home with me too when my dad gave me massive box of Pokemon, of baseball and basketball cards from the 70s. And I was like, oh my God, these are 50 years old. These are so old. These are so rare. No one knows who any of those guys are anymore. There's no one is they're all, those guys are all dead. No one knows who they are. Some even the most valuable guys, those all their records have been beaten. They're nobodies now, right? No one's replacing Pikachu. No one's beating Pikachu's batting average. Pikachu is forever. Pikachu is eternal. The only reason, for example, the reason I even got this Magic set is because of Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings is forever. The only reason I got Brothers War is because it's Brothers War. It's the beginning of Magic. It's the story of it. Phyrexia. The only reason I got that is because the original Phyrexia box is quite successful. Guys, it's simple. You need FOMO, you need hype, you need dummies, you need Timmies. There's a billion times more of those in Pokemon than there are Magic. It's not even close. And it's It's as simple as that.